Up next on Did You Know? The Sandy Springs Slave Museum and African Art Gallery. The Sandy Springs Slave Museum and African Art Gallery was founded in 1988. It's a gathering place in the Sandy Spring community, offering not only its artifacts and art collection, but a variety of programs and events. We visited during the 2018 Emancipation Day event, which marked a pivotal day in Maryland's history. On November 1, 1864, a new state constitution freed all those held in bondage within its boundaries. The decision made Maryland one of the earliest states to abolish slavery, a full year ahead of the 13th Amendment.
This museum was built in the Sandy Spring Freedom community that was founded long before emancipation of slaves in the late 1700s. The land that this museum is on today is land that was purchased by the slaves, and the families still live here today. The founder is Dr. Winston Anderson. He founded this museum 31 years ago. He is a molecular biologist at Howard University, recently retired, and he is also an Obama Medal of Excellence winner.
Dr. Anderson also recently received the 2018 Lifetime Impact Award at the County Executives Awards for Excellence in the Arts and Humanities.
90% of what you see in this museum, he has collected through his travels over the last 31 years and still continues to collect. He is also an amazing artist, and a lot of the relief art and the stained glass are his pieces.
This museum tells a story. It's like an adventure, 400 years long adventure. We're talking about a kind of a Holocaust in one nation, far, far away. And you have forced captivity of a population. These people are forced to travel on some ship, forced migration, horrible passage, death, just inhuman conditions, but also think survival of the fittest of the crew. These people were then transmigrated to a foreign land, forced migration again, forced work, forced labor, where they, under serious slavery conditions, where they built the new nation.
This cabin here was brought down from Olney, Maryland. It was a cabin that sharecroppers used way back in the 1800s, and it held and slept anywhere from 11 to 20 people. This structure in the middle is a replica of Nelson Mandela's childhood home in Nanebi. Dr. Anderson went over with Nelson Mandela, learned about his childhood home, came here and built this structure. Inside, it holds numerous artifacts from all over the world. The third structure here is a fourth of a clipper slaving ship. That ship was built, the first thing built on the property, by Dr. Anderson. So he is also a builder as well as an artist. The main building here is our Great Hall. It houses all of the major art collections that Dr. Anderson has collected throughout the world. This room is our culture room. This is the room about African heritage and culture. Here, what you'll see is a Yoruba chair. This is about the family. In the structure of the African family, you had the king, and he had a chair that you could tell how high up he was in the hierarchy by how detailed the chair might have been. Notice the intricate beads and carvings. Next to the king, there was always the queen. This is a birthing chair. The birthing chair is carved out of mahogany, and it is where all the births of the king's wives took place.
I like how personal the museum is. So each piece here is real and was donated by either people in the community or was acquired by the founders of the museum. And it just shows you like a more connected, it makes you feel more connected with history and what actually happened then and the effects of it today.
I just enjoyed every aspect of the museum, especially the fact that it's very connected with the community here and tells a very honest opinion about the lives of Black Americans, especially here in Maryland in a very diverse area.
The room that we're in now is all about local history, the history of the Freeman's Village in Sandy Spring. The people here were manumitted long before emancipation, and a thriving town was built after they purchased land. There were many, many people who owned their own shops and served the people of the community.
I was impressed that Joy and her family were able to trace their relatives going all the way to Canada, and they get together. I believe it's every year, and I was impressed to see Marcus Garvey's picture back there because I'm originally from Jamaica, West Indies, and he is a Jamaican.
Welcome to the Building of America room. This room talks about how slaves were brought here to build this country.
I really like old tools and I like looking at those, but it's interesting to hear the story of the slaves.
But because the work was so grueling and hard and uncomfortable and people were being punished, slaves decided that they needed to escape. And one of the ways to do that in this community was through the Underground Railroad. As the slaves traveled north to freedom, they would hide during the day in secret passages and behind walls. As we move through the museum, here we are in what we call the Civil Rights Room. The reason it's the Civil Rights Room is because all of the things that you see in here, shackles, the Klan, photographs of marketing tools that were used to promote negativity, we have overcome. Despite all that has happened, we have risen. We're now in the sanctuary. This is of special importance to the African American community, as everything that we have gone through as a people, the planning, the confidence to overcome the struggles has come from the beliefs that we have that there is something better to strive for. So this sanctuary represents the heart of the Black community. As you look around, what you'll see is many artifacts going far, far back from Ethiopia and around the world.
What I like most about it is the inclusion of Blacks from all over the world, not just America.
We rise on the shoulder of our ancestors to achieve. And the way we do that is education. What you're seeing here are desks from the early education of African Americans and all students in Montgomery County. But the point of it all was to learn, to grow, to expand our knowledge. And by doing that, this room, the Achievement Room, shows you where you can go and the heights that you can reach.
It talks about the achievements of individuals, people like County Cullen, who came from this territory, others, Du Bois, scholars, Obama, and others. It tells a story of the richness of the culture of diversity, what diversity offers to the United States.
We've been here twice and just amazed by everything that's in here and the size of the museum once you get in here. Tons of artifacts that I would have never thought would be in here. And then just the way they have it set up, the progression It's pretty amazing. I tell you, for younger adults, they really need to come and see something like this right here in Sandy Spring.
When this museum was a glint in Dr. Anderson's eye, the community, particularly the Campbells, jumped in and said, what can we do? This community, especially the Campbells and the Thomases, founded this museum, paid for this museum, built this museum with their own money because they wanted the message to get out about community diversity and cultural information.
It engenders or enhances discussion or dialogue so that we can have a better understanding of the people and of the various ethnic groups in this country.
The museum is open Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. It offers group tours by appointment. For more information, go to sandyspringsslavemuseum.org.